Hello, this is Paul, the Oaken Knight, coming to you once again with something maybe a little bit different. Instead of reviewing a particular game, what we're going to do is take a very short look at some game components to existing GMT games that are available from a third party to enhance the gameplay of the GMT games. And in particular, the three games involved are all about air war simulation. The first being Downtown, the air war over Vietnam. Second, Elusive Victory, air war over the Suez Canal, 67 to 73. And finally, Red Storm, the hypothetical air war over central Germany in 1987, the Soviets versus NATO. The product involved is simply cards that replace certain aircraft statistic tables that are in the games. The tables in each game put all of the aircraft types and subtypes, and there are many, into a large table that you would continuously have to refer to during gameplay. And instead what they do is they replace those with some very nicely printed cards. And so each card has the statistics for one specific aircraft on its reverse side. This particular card shows everything you'd want to know about a MiG-21R Fishbed Type H. It has all the numerical statistics plus other things as far as what this aircraft can do from the Elusive Victory game. So this would be an Arab plane, probably an Egyptian plane. So instead of having to look up all these numbers on a table, which I'll show you in a minute, you can just simply refer to the card. So when you're playing a certain game that you set up, a scenario, you only have to pick out the cards that equipment is going to be in the game. If the equipment's not going to be in the game, you leave the card in the deck. Instead of having to find this in a big table, you just refer to the card that you can have right off on the side of the game map. Let me show you what the table would look like, what it is you're replacing. So here we have the aircraft data table for the Israeli Air Force in Elusive Victory. And you can see all the numbers for all the various aircraft that you could, emphasis on could, have in any particular scenario that you play. So, for example, if you had the A4H Skyhawk, each time you needed to find a certain number, you'd have to refer to this table, find the number on the sheet, and run with it. Now, all this add-on does is add the card. And what the card has is all those same numbers. So instead of having to look it up in the middle of the sea of numbers, you can find it right on the card, whatever it is you need. So in that sense, it would make the gameplay nicer and probably quicker. There's a similar table for the Egyptian forces and similar things going on in Red Storm. They have their table, even more aircraft, even more dense than this. In addition, in Red Storm, they do have some SAM cards, so basically ground-based systems that can shoot at the aircraft. And for those, instead of having the standard size playing card, they have these, which is a smaller card. Similar idea, it's got all the numbers that you would need to operate this system right there on the card instead of having to look up in some SAM table, some ground-based anti-aircraft table. Here you just take the cards that you could conceivably use during the scenario, put them on the side of the map, and use them as needed, picking up the numbers that you require. All right, let's take a look at the website. I want you to see that. I want you to see how you can get at them and how you can order them. The cards for Elusive Victory and Red Storm, as well as the earlier game, Downtown, are available at a website called the Game Crafter. So to get there, all you need to do is find your favorite web crawler, type that in. You see it for Google gives me right at the top. Give it a click, go to thegamecrafter.com, and it takes you to the site. This looks like kind of a cool site. If you were trying to self-publish a game, I think these guys could be of great help to you. It's an interesting place for the neophyte game developer who wants to self-publish. Anyway, to find the cards, let's say Elusive Victory. Just type in the name, and there you see it on the left. Give it a click. Cost is $4.99, I'm sure with some overhead for shipping and all that good stuff. And there you go. These are the cards. This is where I got them. And just scroll down, they give you some more pretty pictures and whatnot. But basically, you get what I showed you earlier. And the similar thing for Red Storm. And there you see the cards for Red Storm. $11.99 because there's more cards, and there's two sizes of cards. Remember, there's the SAM site cards that are a bit smaller, and then the regular cards for the aircraft types, a lot of them. And you get to play your game without having to worry about those ugly looking tables. How about that? All right, excellent. So anyway, this is where I went to get them. Here's how you order them. Here's pricing and all that good stuff. And just, I guess I'll show you downtown as long as I'm here. And there that is, $7.99. So it's got to be somewhere in between in size between the two games. And if you had a copy of Downtown, which I do not have, probably not going to have that. People want money for that. But anyway, here's the cards for your copy of Downtown. Plan your raids for Hanoi. All right. I think that's about it for my card purchases. I think they're great. When I finally do dive into these games, I'm absolutely going to put them to use. I think it's a better way to go than using those tables. The cards are going to take up less tabletop real estate, and I think they're just easier to use. So with that, this is Paul the Oaken Knight. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider hitting the button and subscribing. It helps us, it helps you. It's a good deal all around. So with that, I'd simply like to wish you guys a pleasant evening.